Good afternoon. This is October the 1st, Sunday 2023, and we are in MA English second semester class of Creative Nonfiction Voices from the Margin, and this is our 6th class. And in the previous class, we had just started the essay, The Night Owl, and I remember I had come with a number of points, and I said, as you read an essay, apply these things. For example, I talked about rhetorical situation, for example. I talked about rhetor, reader, addressee, etc. And we could not start the essay last time because our time was over, and then I thought I should spend some time reading this essay with you in class today and discuss it and show you what is where. So let me open the essay and let me write on the whiteboard. Let's begin by asking what kind of text we are going to read. So we are going to read an essay. Last time we read a narrative essay. In case of Chang-Ril's essay. Now this essay, as you said correctly, this is an argumentative essay, no doubt. But there is a particular word that denotes the nature of this essay. We call this the familiar essay. What do we call? Can I pick up the call? म क्लासमा पढाइरहेको छु भन त छिट्टो छिट्टो भन हेलो She gets worried about my health and she inquires whether I have taken food or not, and she keeps calling. This is what life is. Okay, this essay is known as the we call this familiar essay. Charles Lamb is known as a familiar essayist. We don't have his essays in our course. N. Fadiman was impressed by Charles Lamb's writing style, and N. Fadiman followed his style. So, what is a familiar essay? A familiar essay is based on a personal experience. So, you will see that in a familiar essay, the topic will be based on personal experience. If you read this essay, you will see it's about how the rhetor sleeps and how it affects her life. So this essay is about the experience of sleeping. And this is a very personal experience. No two people probably will have similar experience of sleep. If you share your sleeping experiences, you will come up with different stories. We all have different stories about our sleep. So I said, a personal essay talks about some kind of personal experience. In one essay, Fadiman writes about her experience of eating chocolates. Very simple topic. Now the essay emerges from personal experience, but the difference is that this personal experience is treated in literary context. The topic is ordinary. The style of writing is extraordinary. The what is simple, sleep. The how is very complex. The way she writes is important. And because of her style of writing, the how, even the simple topic of sleep becomes very interesting to us. So what do you see here? If you know how to write, you can produce a good piece of essay on anything. But if you don't know how to write, then whatever good topic you have, you will spoil. So how is more important than what? And in rhetorical reading, we focus more on how. But without focusing on what, you can never focus on how. Because the what and the how are inseparable. You cannot separate the what and how. Without what, there is no how. Without how, there is no what. Form and content. Content is what? Form is how. Form and content are like software and hardware. You cannot separate the two. So I said, the personal experience is shared in literary context. How? You will see that she discusses this topic in a humorous way, through symbolism, through metaphor, through figures of language, by quoting literary scholars. She refers to critics and writers while discussing this topic. So the treatment of the topic is literary, but the topic itself is ordinary. Another thing you will see is that she discusses this experience of sleep with historical comparison. For example, right in the third paragraph, she goes as far back as 4th century BC. And she brings a historian who had come to India with Alexander the Great and who wrote in his chronicle that the tamarind tree, imli, tamarind, imli, you call amili in Nepali, right? You say amili, I don't know. I'm an Indian, so I call it imli. Yeah, I was born in India. I spent first 20 years of my life in India. So in a sense, I'm an Indian, though by document, I'm a Nepali, right? So this might change your attitude about me, right? I don't know if I did right or wrong by telling you this thing. On the paper, I'm a Nepali. In my temperament, I might sound like an Indian. Okay, leave that. I'm just kidding. So I said, she goes as far back as the 4th century BC and brings a reference from Alexander the Great's time, who had gone to India with him and who records that the tamarind tree sleeps at night and wakes up during day. The leaves of the tree, he writes, they close during night and open during day. What is she doing? What is she doing? She is arguing that when you sleep and when you wake up does not depend on your desire. It is encoded in your genes. So your sleep habit is genetic. It is by birth. And after reading these lines, I stopped getting angry with my children, who would wake up whole night and go to bed around 7 in the morning and then wake up around 4 in the afternoon. I stopped getting angry at them because then I understood, oh, it's in their gene. So I said, the topic is ordinary, personal experience. The treatment is literary and historical. Now, another important thing that I should tell you, okay, more, this familiar essay, it combines humor and erudition. What is, my spelling is doubtful, let me correct. E-R-U-D-I, I guess. If you are erudite, you have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. So, the topic is sleep, and she discusses sleep in a very funny way, in a humorous way. And while discussing the topic of sleep in a very humorous way, Fadiman shows that she possesses all the knowledge on this topic. In every single line, she gives the impression that Fadiman is not an ordinary writer. She's an extraordinary writer who knows everything on the topic. She has unimaginable knowledge on the topic of sleep. Her style is humorous. You will laugh and smile as you read. But behind the laughter, you go on realizing that, oh, this writer is a scholarly person. He knows everything on the topic. She has made a lot of study, right? Okay. Now, next thing to, okay. Now, let's get into the essay now. So, I began my class by talking about the genre, familiar essay. And I said, familiar essays start with a personal experience, ordinary experience, and that personal ordinary experience or topic is discussed in literary context and with historical comparisons and in a humorous way. And Fadiman's specialty is that she shows that she contains a lot of wisdom and knowledge on the topic. So as I erase, you can raise questions before I move ahead. If any question emerges in your mind, you can ask me. I wish we had a desk here to place this dust, right? I have a podium at my home, but not one here. Sometimes I'm on camera and people will watch this video and I don't know if it's good to say or not. I dream that my university is like this. And when I wake up, I'm just Sangha. When I wake up, I'm just Sangha. Because the dream and reality never match. It's with you people also, right? Okay. In rhetorical analysis, you have a text or a speech, let's say, in a sense. So we say, there's a term, reading rhetorically. When I write the word reading rhetorically, you see, the first word is reading. Nothing happens unless you read line by line. If Divakar sir does not read this essay with you in class, and he tells what is there, it's an injustice. That's not how we are supposed to read. We are supposed to read the essays line by line in class. And you will understand how we read rhetorically. So let's begin. When you read rhetorically, you can do two things. Read a paragraph and ask a question. What does the writer say? Then ask a question. How does the writer say it? Two questions. When you look on how, you look on language, for example. Many other factors. The how is important, more important than the what. But you will never understand the how if you don't understand the what. We are to understand the how, but we begin with what. If you don't understand the what, you will never understand the how. So in first paragraph, I wish we had electricity and I could display you the text. No problem. I guess you have the textbook with you. Right? I hope you can follow me as I read. I'll quickly read the first paragraph and then comment. My husband and I sleep in a white wooden bed whose headposts are surmounted by two birds, carved and painted by an artist friend. Full stop. Opening sentence. What? Sleep. What she talks about? Sleep. Important thing is, right in the first sentence, she introduces her topic. Just as Changri introduced the topic of mother right in the first sentence. So both of them are similar. Then move ahead. On George's side, there is a meadow lark, brown of back, yellow of breast, a black pectoral, V as trig and sporty as the neck of a tennis sweater. On my side, there is a snowy owl, more muted in coloration. Its feathers of frowsy tessellation of the white and black. Sternella magna, Nyctiscandiaca, one thing in common, they are both fast asleep, their eyes shut tight, their beaks resting peacefully on their breast. Now ask a question. What does he do? Enfadiman describes the two wooden carvings on the headpost of her bed. What? And Enfadiman describes the two wooden carvings on the headpost. What? Now ask a question. How does he describe? Then I have answer. She uses descriptive mode of writing. There is description in this paragraph. Changri begins with narration. Fadiman begins with description. So in Changrili's paragraph, there are a lot of verbs. Fadiman's paragraph has a lot of adjectives. Description is done by adjectives. What kind of description? She uses imagery. Fadiman uses imagery. What kind of imagery does she use? She uses visual imagery. Example, look here. A meadow lark. I wish we had electricity, I could show the picture. Then brown up back, brown at the back, the lark. Then yellow of breast, yellow here. A black pectoral V, like the tennis sweater, V. Then this is the visual imagery. Then on my side, George's side, lark. Where George sleeps, there is lark. On my side, snowy owl. See the description. Not only owl. What kind of owl? Snowy owl, white colored. Feathers of frowsy tessellation. The owl has feathers. What are tassels? If you stretch the wings of a bird, at the end of the wing, you will see lots of feathers put together. Tessellation. Like when you have pillow, pillows have a design. You have cloth made as tassel. Tassel is if I draw my hair like this and hang here, is tassel. Some girls have this style. They bring the hair down and they cut tassel. Looks beautiful. Horse's mane has tassel. Lion has tassel. The pillows have tassel. I don't know the Nepali word for that. Tassel is you make muza of the cloth. Sorry for this Nepali. And that muza hangs from the cloth and looks like a wing. See the description. Feathers of frowsy tessellation. Then of white and black, the owl. Now look, another remarkable thing. Fadiman uses a lot of Latin words, particularly to name. Look, Sternella magna. Why do you think she's bringing this typical biological name of the owl? She calls this Sternella magna, the lark, and Nycti scandiaca, the owl. She is bringing the scientific name.
They both are distinct in regard to genus and species.
My question is, what is Fadiman showing by bringing these Latin names? She is showing that, hey, MA second semester boys and girls, don't underestimate me. See my knowledge. Don't think I'm a woman and not read my essay. You're a man? Write like me. See the implication. Why does she have to give this Latin name? To assert her knowledge. I said, the subject is ordinary, treatment is humorous and full of knowledge. Here, Latin words. Sternella magna. Then she writes, both are asleep. Both are asleep. When I read at home for your class preparation, what I do is, I translate the essay into Nepali. So on my laptop, I have a beautiful Nepali translation. Shall I read for you? Yes. Only one, right? I'm only one. म मेरो श्रीमान एकजना कलाकार साथीले सिरानीतिर कुँदिदिएको दुईटा चराहरूको आकृति भएको काठको खाटमा सुत्छौं। जर्ज सुत्नेतिर खैरो पिठ्यौं र टेनिस खेलाडीले लगाउने स्वेटरको गला जस्तो कालो रङको भी आकारको पहेँलो छाती भएको मिडो लार्क छ। म सुत्नेतिर खासै रङ नभएको तर कालो र सेतो प्वाखहरू छ्यासमिस भएको एउटा हिउँ उल्लु छ। त्यो पूर्वेली लार्क र हिउँ उल्लु बीचमा एउटा समानता छ। उनीहरू दुवै गहिरो निद्रामा छन्। उनीहरूका आँखाहरू टपक्क जोडिएका छन्। तिनका चुच्चाहरू चुपचाप छातीमाथि आराम गरिरहेका छन्। You are happy, right? You are happy because I told in Nepali, right? I translated this to make sure I understand the essay. Why did I share the Nepali? I want to inspire you. Translate your course essays like this at home. This will develop you. This will develop you. Look, I love this translation. There are paragraphs which are really impressive in Nepali language as well. Move ahead. So in paragraph 1, she introduces the subject of sleep with vivid imagery and symbolism. Now let me talk about symbolism, the owl and lark. So on her side there is an owl. On her husband's side there is a lark. What does owl stand for? If you see libraries, in the documents about libraries, they often have the picture of an owl. Owls symbolize wisdom. Look what symbol she is choosing for herself. Owls symbolize wisdom. Owls symbolize hunting ability. Owls are excellent at hunting in the darkness. And Fadiman is a very good hunter. She hunts nice ideas in the essay. Fadiman hunts beautiful words in the essay. Just as an owl can hunt all the birds, Fadiman can hunt all the ideas. Just as an owl gives a hooting call at night, Fadiman gives you a hooting call through the essay. So this essay is a hooting call by Fadiman. Just as an owl gives a hooting call at night. And you wake up and look out the window. Where is the owl? She gives a hooting call and you can't resist the temptation to read the essay. I don't know if you read. It's a wonderful essay to read. Reading is a divine experience. Reading good writing is supremely divine experience.
And reading a bad writing.
Reading good writing is ecstatic. Okay, so I said, like an owl, she gives a hooting call. Her essay is a call to you. About what? If as a child you read, he will grow as an adult, as a writer, she says at one place. Those who begin their life as children by reading, they grow adults as writers. Then, an owl is famous for curiosity. And Fadiman is so curious that even a simple topic like sleep that interests nobody, no one cares about sleep, she writes a beautiful essay on sleep. Sheer curiosity. The first condition for learning is curiosity. If as a student you are not curious, you will never learn anything. Look, children, they are extremely curious. Take them to market, they will say, "What is this, uncle?" You say, "Mango." Then they will say, "Why is mango, uncle?" They have no answer. What's the answer? Why a mango is a mango? A child can ask a philosophical question. And to answer why a mango is a mango, you have to know chemistry and explain why mangoes are mangoes chemically. Curiosity. Curiosity, which you don't have. We are like the dull end of the pencil that is dull, writes nothing. And we need sharpness. Sorry to say, you students, nobody can sharpen you today. Nobody can sharpen you today. Your curiosity is dulled. Okay, leave that. I'm sorry for this thing. So, curiosity. She is as curious as an owl. Then she says, an owl is known for intellectual thinking. An owl symbolizes, an owl stands for intellectual thinking. And if you read Fadiman's essay, she brings 20, 30 scholarly references. She brings psychologists, she brings taxonomists, she brings scientists, she brings professors, she brings historians, she brings literary critics, she brings journalists, and shows that she has highly intellectual thinking, like the owl. An owl is known to have nocturnal nature. Nishachara we call. Nishachara. Yah charati nishayam sa nishachara. One who roams around at night is nocturnal. So like the owl, she wakes up throughout the night and sleeps during day like the owl. Okay, now about the lark, her husband. What does the lark symbolize? Lark stands for joy, hope. Because in English culture, the day begins with the sound of a lark. Early morning, around 5 o'clock, when you're about to wake up, the lark comes by the window and it makes this noise and you wake up with the lark sound. Larks are early risers. Larks are the birds that rise early, like George the husband. So larks are known for their beautiful songs, beautiful voice. And larks start their day with the sunrise. That's why she compares her husband with the larks. In Western culture, larks are also seen as harbingers of joy and hope. They start a good day. They start a good day. Right? They are, yes.
So what does that mean?
Something that is harbinger, one that brings it. Harbinger means one that brings it. One who brings it. Okay. I wish I could show you this tasveer. Here is the lark. Look how beautiful. Let's show the audience here. This is the lark. Right? How beautiful. See the V-shaped lark. Right? And here goes the owl. What? Snowy owl. It's snowy owl. Don't forget. Right? It's not ordinary owl at our home, in our surrounding. Okay, let's go to paragraph 5. So in paragraph 5, she begins with the word alas. And when you use the word alas, alas is a sign of exclamation. And what does alas mean? Alas means you are sad. Alas means you are sad and you regret something. Why is he sad? Because Fatima knows, the writer knows, that the problem between me and my husband will never be solved because my husband is a lark, I'm an owl. Once you are owl lifelong, she says. Once you are a lark lifelong. Nobody can change you. Hami nadi ka dui kinara. Right. I know some Nepali as well. Okay. Sadness and regret. Okay. So, paragraph 2 is remarkable when you talk about rhetoric reading. There are some idioms. Move as if through honey. She says, my life is like somebody who is moving in the honey. What does this expression mean? To move in the honey? Not being able to move smoothly, moving slowly. Why? Because her life is like larks and owls together. What kind of match is it, right? She says, we have same bed, but we sleep in 2 time zones. So we don't meet. So we don't meet. She uses another phrase, pour salt in coffee. You don't pour salt in coffee. You pour sugar in coffee. So when you pour salt in coffee, you're saying you have ruined your life. Then why? She says, when at 11:30 p.m. we switch off the light to go to bed, it's too late for my husband. 11:30. It's too early for me. That's why we are like salt and coffee together. Salt and coffee. Me and my husband are salt and coffee. They don't match. Salt and coffee don't go together. Sugar and coffee go together. But me and my husband are salt and coffee. Me and my husband are like somebody walking in the honey. Sweet but slow. Sweet but slow. Okay. Then let's move to, yes. Another remarkable thing in paragraph 2 is, she uses the word circadian rhythm. And you should understand the meaning of this word. What is circadian rhythm? 24-hour cycle determined by sunrise and sunset. 24-hour cycle determined by sunrise and sunset. I did not have electricity in my home until I was 21 in India. So we always took our dinner before the sunset, because after sunset we had to use kerosene or lamp. So we would cook before the sun setting. We had no electricity. And within 1 hour or 2 hours after sunset, we'll go to bed. Today, you people, it's 11 o'clock at night. Tossing this side, that side, feeling the coldness of the pillow to bring the sleep, and sleep does not come. Your whole circadian clock has been spoiled, disturbed, and we have thyroid, we have sugar, we have pressure, we have all the diseases because our circadian clock has been badly disturbed. My father is 90, he has no sickness. Because throughout life, I have never seen my father eating after sunset. He never eats after sunset. And by 8 o'clock, he is fast asleep. We have dinner around 10:30, 11. That's why I have all the diseases. I have all the diseases. It's important because circadian clock, the biological clock, that tells when to pee. You feel like peeing, the clock tells. That tells you are hungry. The clock tells you, right? Circadian clock, circadian rhythm. Okay, then let's move to para 5 now. Okay. Para 1, para 2, para 3, para 4. Simple. From paragraph 5, something remarkable happens, you should note down. Can someone tell me in what sense para 5 is quite different from para 1, 2, 3, 4? In paragraph 5, she brings the first authority. What is an authority? In academic writing or in argumentative writing, you as a writer or a speaker, you say something. But the question comes, why should I believe you? So it's not enough that you say something. People won't trust you. So what do? You bring other people's support to back up what you are saying so that others will believe you. She is talking about sleep. You might say, what authority does Fadiman have to talk about sleep? What knowledge does he have on this subject? If I teach mathematics, students will boycott my class on day 1 because I never did MSc mathematics. I'm MA in English. So I have the authority to teach English. I don't have authority to teach physics. Authority is one who has expert knowledge on the topic. So what authority brings? She refers Endosthenes in paragraph 5. Sorry, 3. Sorry, not 5, 3. She refers to Endosthenes. This is historical authority. This is historical reference. Who had gone to India with whom? Alexander the Great. And he observed that the tamarind tree, which is a lark. Why is tamarind tree a lark? Because the tamarind tree wakes up during day and sleeps at night. She is showing that the circadian rhythm is not only in the human beings and animals but also in plants. And she is saying the whole nature is governed by the circadian rhythm. Not only me. Then opened its leaves during day and folded them at night. Then in line number 3 she brings Swedish taxonomist Carlos Linnaeus, scientific authority. As we read, note down. The first is historical authority. The second is scientific authority. Taxonomist. Who is a taxonomist? Taxonomist is a scientist who studies the classification, categorization and grouping of species and genus. And she says that he designed a flower clock, a bed of flowers where the water lily blooms at 6 in the morning. So if the lily is blooming, you know it's 6 o'clock. And the primrose blooms at 6 in the evening. And there is one flower for every hour. So if you want to know time, go in the garden, look at the flowers. By the flower that is blooming, you know the time. What is she doing? She is showing that the whole nature works on a clock, by a clock, the circadian clock. And she is saying that my nature is my nature. It's not my desire. If I sleep during day, don't complain. It's in my nature. If you wake up during day, it's in your nature. And don't try to change my nature. Sometimes I see TikToks where new Buharis come. And they say, Maiti mata, 10 बजेसम्म सुतिन्थ्यो यहाँ त सासु आमाले 5 बजे बिउजी कि बिउजे मैले हेर्नुहुन्छ. What is she doing? She is saying, my circadian clock is challenged. My circadian clock is disturbed. Right? Okay. So, if you are a good reader, one significant thing you should do is, as you read the essay, find out the heart of the essay. Here lies my heart, right?
Here?
Oh, you said yes.
No.
My heart lies here. I said here, you said yes, sir. My heart lies here. And the whole body is controlled by my heart. An essay also has a heart. The center of idea. The central idea. Here is the heart. In paragraph number 3. I read the heart. The mechanisms for controlling sleeping and waking are embedded in nearly every human cell, as well as in every flower petal, every insect antenna, every bird wing. This is the central idea of this essay. The whole essay discusses this idea. I read again slowly. The mechanism for controlling sleeping and waking topic. What topic? Mechanism for sleeping and waking. That is the topic. are embedded in nearly every human cell, controlling idea. She says, when you sleep, is encoded in your cell. When you wake up, is imprinted genetically in your cell. Biologically, right? What is the topic? Mechanism for controlling sleeping and waking. What is the controlling idea? Are embedded in nearly every human cell as well as in every flower petal. Human cell, flower petal, insect antenna. Insects have antenna, and the antenna moves like this. Every bird's wing. This is the thesis statement of this essay. Academic essays have an idea that we label as a thesis statement. What is a thesis statement? You studied in first semester in academic writing. The central idea that the essay develops and discusses. The thesis statement is like the flag. And if you are supporter of Nepali Congress, and if you see the Char Tare flag, you will get under the flag and say, Jindabad, Jindabad, Jindabad. What gives you energy for this Jindabad? The flag, the idea. If you are a communist, you will gather under the hammer and the sickle and say, Jindabad, Jindabad, Jindabad. Just as a flag brings the supporters together, a thesis statement brings all the ideas together. What brings everything together in an essay? The thesis statement brings everything together in an essay. How? No idea should go against the thesis. And if you are a good reader, your job is locate the thesis and mark it. And in the margin, write central idea or major argument or thesis statement. We can call it as central idea or major argument or major claim or thesis statement. It is the heart of the essay. The remarkable thing in paragraph 3 is that, to show you, Fadiman uses a lot of scientific terms. She says, when you sleep is controlled by your mind brain. Here is, what does he call it? Suprachiasmatic nucleus. Look, her knowledge. It is the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the green spot at the center of the mind, that controls your sleep and waking. Below you see what she shows. Okay. She talks about this is suprachiasmatic nucleus. I don't know if I can show you. There's a green dot in the blue, green dot. You can Google and understand. I gathered this information while preparing for the class. Look how much effort we make to understand the essay. Right. This is what reading looks like. Not going down to shop and buying bloody notes and drinking notes. Rote learning. Reading is not reading notes. Reading is breaking the stones. Okay. So I said the third paragraph has the central claim. The mechanism, I repeat, for controlling sleeping and waking are embedded in every human cell, in every flower, petal, every insect, antenna, and every bird. Now I go to paragraph 4. In paragraph 4, the first word is chronobiologist. Look, Fadiman brings all the technical terms and shows she has all the knowledge about sciences. Chronobiologists, this is scientific authority, have also established Out of every 10 people, 8 follow a normal circadian cycle. 2, one is lark, one is owl. 8 are normal people. One is lark, one is owl. I am among the 8. My daughter is an owl. My son is an owl. My daughter-in-law is pure owl. She spent throughout the night reading. I have 3 owls and 1 lark. So you can see I'm in minority at home. Right? Me and my wife. My wife has become owl. The mobile makes you owl. The mobile makes you owl. You browse the blue screen.
So that is not genuine now.
That's not genuine, yes.
That's against
Yeah, I understand. So what she says? The settings of sleep and wake are genetically encoded and cannot be erased, a claim. The settings of sleep and waking are genetically encoded and you cannot erase them. So don't blame me if I don't sleep at night. It's in my nature. Okay, she says, once an owl, always an owl. Once an owl, always an owl. Then she brings another scholar, Wills Webb, a psychologist at the University of Florida. Topic is sleep. Reference is university professor. Lynn Lambert, an expert on sleep pattern. If you think, why should I read for the man? What knowledge he has on sleep? Look, she is bringing information from a sleep expert. What's his name? What's his name? Lynn Lambert, an expert on sleep patterns. He did an experiment. He tried to change the sleeping pattern of mice for 5 years. And after 5 years, the sleeping pattern of mice did not change. The sleeping pattern of the scientists changed. And it shows mice also have circadian rhythm. Don't try to change them. Accept people as they are. Accept people as they are in terms of sleeping. Paragraph, okay, 5. In paragraph 5, she brings a literary reference. She refers to Cyril Connolly, English literary critic and writer, born 1903, died 1974. Okay. Then she talks about, she writes, people who were born to follow similar rhythms are viewed by the other 1/9 of the. She says that, I never complained against the larks. So why do the larks complain against me? So many animals, insects, birds are like larks. I never complain. Why do you complain against me? When you go to bed early at night, do I complain? No. So why are you complaining me? I won't complain you. You don't complain me. You accept my nature. I'll accept your nature. And we can coexist. I'm an owl. Don't try to make me a lark. You are a lark. I won't try to make an owl. You accept me. I'll accept you. We coexist. See the argument, right? Okay. Now, paragraph 6. Look, every single reference is unique. Paragraph 6 brings a theological reference. She refers to 18th century theologian Matthew Henry, who said, you must rise early. Matthew Henry rose at 3:15, like my father. Because my father says, you should rise at Brahma Muhurta. What is Brahma Muhurta? Between 3:20 and 3:40. the 20 minutes. The 20 minutes between 3:40 and 3:40 are the best time to wake up in Sanatana faith. The best time to wake up is Brahma Muhurta, 3:20 and 3:40. Okay. Then she brings John Milton, a literary figure. Milton studied throughout night and he lost his eyesight. He read and read so much, he lost his vision. Because he didn't have electricity. He had to read sitting before, what do you call that secretion you get from the tree? For tree. If you cut for tree, you get a liquid from the tree. And you make that liquid to burn light. What do you call? I don't know. And Milton lost his vision because of excessive reading at night. Can he study that much? We shouldn't, right? That's why Milton is read around the world. Nobody will read you. Nobody will read you. Nobody will remember you. The world will forget you within 24 hours. And Milton is not forgotten after 4 centuries. Why? Because he read and read. Those who read, they write. And those who write, they live after death. Those who read, they write. And those who write, they live after death. Milton read, so he wrote. He wrote, so he survives today. Can someone tell what is his famous book? Paradise Lost. Okay. Then she brings Irish journalist Frank Harris. I'm quickly showing only references. Paragraph 6 brings theological evidence, literary evidence, journalistic evidence, and paragraph 6 makes logical appeal. What appeal? Logical appeal. And when you make good logical appeal, you also create ethical appeal. Logical appeal creates ethical appeal. If you seem logical, reasonable, I trust you. If I trust you, you create ethical appeal. Okay. Paragraph 7. So, in paragraph 7, oh, this is very remarkable. God, let me read. I want to read the translation of this paragraph 7. Okay, here is the translation of paragraph 7. I want to read it. Okay. She writes, यसरी रात रातभरि जागा बस्ने निशाचर उल्लुहरूको ख्याति बयान गर्न सक्दैन। एका बिहानै को उठ्छ, किसानहरू उठ्छन्, बेकरीवालाहरू उठ्छन्, डाक्टरहरू उठ्छन्, राति अबेरसम्म को जागा बस्छ, डाकाहरू, यौनकर्मीहरू, बार्दलीमाथि चढेर घरमा पस्ने चोरहरू। मानिसहरू विश्वास गर्दछन् कि यदि कोही मध्यरात पछि लुकी लुकी हिँड्छ भने पक्कै उसले केही नराम्रो कुरा लुकाउन खोजिराखेको छ। रात भनेको